They about to look at the shit that I'm on. Why don't we get in topic? Crew looking like Pentatonics, locked in, recording in tropics. In the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Talk biz while smoking exotics. We lit, never thought about it. Cause they about to look at the shit that I'm on. Why don't we get in topics? Sitting way back, all black, I'm talking. Feeling like Shaq, I weigh my options. In the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Talk biz while smoking exotics. It's saucy, all the projects.
What's up? RCR presents MSD Sports, and we back at it with another one. My name is Sam, also known as Bobby K. We got Mikey over here. We got Camden over here. We got Simba over here. And let's go, Mikey, introduce yourself. Mikey, introduce yourself.
You already know what it is. I don't have the energy. My voice is losing it this week, but it's your boy, Michael John.
Yes,
Shout out to my brothers. And it's great to be back with y'all. What's good, y'all?
Yes, sir. Camden, what's up?
What's going on? You know who it is. It's your boy, Mr. Club Paradise, a.k.a. Camden Lee. And I'm with the greatest trio ever assembled, plus a little extra special, a little something. We actually last episode, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. Yes, it kind of might have sounded like the episode kind of just shut off immediately. It was one of those things. We had a lot more for you guys.
Yes.
And because of that, we had to bring back a little bit more of our special guest because we couldn't shortchange it. Yes, so YBK, talk to us. What's going on, baby? What we doing?
All right, before... Simba, what's up?
Y'all just forgot me.
Nah.
I'm glad to be back. Let's talk about it.
Yes, sir. MSD Sports episode 52, everybody. We passed the 50 mark. We're going for that 100. Let's get it. We're going to talk about the MLB, the classic. You know what I'm saying? We still in what? Never mind. We're in May now. Everybody.
We're already in May.
Oh, second month in. Let's go. We are 1 full month in baseball. Let's go. Cinco de Mayo. We're going to talk about some baseball over here. We're going to talk about the NFL, everybody. The NFL draft was... It was lava. It was heat. Let's get it. As a Bird fan,
talent, or are we talking about?
I love who we got, but we gonna talk about it. I love who we got, and then we gonna wrap it up with some nice NBA playoff. Second round is in session. First round was kind of crazy. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get it, everybody. Baseball. How you guys feeling about baseball?
You want to start with the good or the bad? We can just, if you want to jump right to it, I'll start with the Red Sox.
Michael John goes straight to the bad.
About 10 minutes ago, I lost $20 that fast. Yeah. Sandy just blew me in the first inning. It was. What was your? I had lower for 0.5 in the first inning. He gave up 3.
Mr. Sandy, come on, you gonna help a brother out. What happened? Come on.
He gave up 3.
Oh,
and then
my gosh.
I think my boy Drew with the Yankees, he gave up 1 too. So and then I just went 8.5 for first quarter for Donovan Mitchell, and that went 9. So like my whole entire sheet
everything went down to shambles.
Cooked.
Can I? All right. Well, listen. I'll start. I'll kick it off. I know we ain't as down bad as the New York Mets, but
it don't get no down than the Angels, bro. Right now.
Well, I don't know. As a Red Sox fan, I'm hurting real bad. Like I feel like this last 2 weeks has been. It's just been such a mediocre year. I know they had a great end to the season last year, which is why we made a push into the playoffs. We wasn't even positioned to be a playoff team, but we had a great end of the year. We had a great August, a great September, and we made it. This year has been very painful, and as we most recently seen, John Henry decided that we're going to have to move in the direction of firing the whole coaching staff. Except for Veritek. They kept Veritek.
Come on, V.
Shout out to my boy Veritek.
What is his job?
He's like a coaching strategist or like an advisor. Yeah, you feel me?
Why would you want to fire him? And he's a legend.
Exactly. We had to keep someone from the team, but Cora played for us too, and he also won 108 games and won a World Series in 2018. I know we had the controversy in between with the whole signal calling, etc. He's out for 1 year, but I don't know how y'all guys felt, because me as a fan, I don't want to be fickle and say, all right, we're starting bad, fire everyone. And I understand that there's like, you got to be a patient fan. Right. On the other hand, this was trending in a really bad direction. And was it inappropriate to make that move at that time?
Yeah.
So me personally, I think it could go both ways. I think you guys got to get that fire out while you got a chance. Unless you want to be like the Angels and basically destroyed the whole entire organization within the last 20 years. And I think the Red Sox, being that franchise, they're up there with the Yankees, the Dodgers. When we're talking sports, when you think about Boston, you think about the Red Sox. So I think it was a good move as far as the city doing that and people having Boston as the, how can I say it? But Boston has that that level for them. So I definitely agree with the move. Now,
Yeah.
as far as the team in its state at this moment trying to win a game, no. But as far as next year, what you guys are doing, pushing for the next season and what's going to happen in the next 10 years, I think that was a good move.
Yeah. Pardon the difficulties, y'all. Camera, we got a little camera difficulty right here. But no, I hear you because we have high expectations. Very, very high expectations because it's Boston, right? It's not some random it's not Oakland being like, no, we're no longer Oakland and we going to move to Las Vegas and the fan base is finna move and we could just move on. This is Boston Red Sox. Yeah. So the problem is when you lean too heavy on young talent like we're doing right now, when you lean this heavy on young talent, it really kind of defeats the whole purpose of like building for the future. You're leaning, you want to win in the immediate or you want to let the young talent develop. I'm going to point out a couple of big issues, obviously, that we've had. I mean, listen, I know we lost Bregman. He moved on, but he's not been like outstanding this year himself. They paid him an arm and a leg. He hasn't been outstanding. Ranger Suarez has had a few good outings, a few bad outings. I know they gave him a bag, but a big issue has been Crochet. No command of his ball. He's on the injured list now, and it's just been overall disappointing for me. You're asking for too much from Roman Anthony. You're asking for too much from these young guys. Peyton Toll pitched a gem the other night. They still almost blew it because the relief pitching is no good.
It's tough. I mean, like, when you look at this team, right, we talked about it in previous episodes. You know, they did a lot of stuff during the offseason, a lot of acquisitions. We thought Alex was going to be able to bring them in and create continuity. It's not working. You know what I mean? So it's like the question is like, for me, because I thought, okay, it's the beginning of the season. It's going to take some time. I did blame the cold a little bit. So, you know, it is still a little chilly. But do you feel like this interim coach is going to be able to at least steady the ship for the next, rest of the year? You know what I mean? And who do you even think even would want to coach this team even next year if the interim ends up leaving?
I mean, you can hire someone, but I don't feel like it's a permanent fix when you're like, the single A moves to double A moves to triple A, and triple A coach moves into the big.
I think in sports in general, you put that interim coach there is just like, okay, let's just put out the fire for right now.
Yeah. You really got to prove yourself.
It's still lit, but like, I think far as moving with the interim coach right now, I think you guys are in a kind of like it can go good or bad, but it depends on what type of fans you guys are.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a question here now for the Red Sox fans: is it we give up now this year, or is it still early enough that we're like, all right, we can still have a chance this year?
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I'll tell you my goal line. I'll say if we're 500 by the 60 game mark, like 30-30, then you can't give up on the season because we're not the type of fan base that vibes with a team that just we decide we're going to be ass this year and we just going to, but does it mean we make a trade, we trade Duran or trade someone? Maybe. I mean, shout out to the people that we took in because Wilson Contreras has been our best hitter this year.
Basically.
Yeah, Wilson Contreras has been our best hitter. So you kind of got to shout out to the people that we brought in from outside. It's the people that's been on a team that we're looking for expectations from that haven't been producing.
Right.
But it's
Yoshiro don't even got a home run.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I have another
over
question. I really want you guys to really think about this because I think in sports too, we kind of get it mixed up because of our teams are always in the championship. So again, like, we're Laker fans, most of us too, and Celtic fans. Right. So when we look at winning, we're always there championship.
Yeah, playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yep.
So what are you guys ceiling? Are you guys trying to make it to the championship team, or are you guys trying to build that?
No, I don't think we're anywhere near. You know what I mean? You got the Yankees, you got Tampa, you got even, the Dodgers. You got a lot of other teams that are definitely going to be sitting around when it's all said and done, when the dust settles. I think for us, especially as a Red Sox fan, I'm just looking for the money that we spent in this offseason to at least get us over 500,
like a wild card
and a wild card.
Yeah.
Even if we played in a single game elimination wild card game or 3 game elimination wild card weekend, I'm okay with that because at least it's something. And even if we lose, do you know what I mean? But
I agree with you on that because now you look at my Angels, it's like we're losing all our money. Like all the players that we spent on Anthony Rendon, guys that are not coming. I mean, I love Mike Trout, and Mike Trout has done a lot for Anaheim.
He's been good this year.
He's been injured too.
Yeah.
And it's like we have no help behind it. We're not paying for good pitchers or anything like that. We're just getting these batters that are striking out more than ever. Pujols was cool for the first 3-4 years in Angels, and then it's like, okay, where'd your contract go?
Yeah.
Same thing with like Torrey Hunter. He did a couple good years, and then it's like, okay, where'd your contract go?
Yeah.
David Fletcher, same thing, had a good few years, and it's like, okay, well, where are we going now? And then Mark Teixeira, you bring all these guys over, and then it's like, we're getting all these vets, so our money was just missing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm feeling too. Like, you know what I mean? You got hit it like right on the head, where it's like, hey, like you're bringing in these people, you're spending money on these people, they're doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? So as a fan, I'm coming to the game hoping that, you know, Pujols is going to do this, or, you know, someone's going to do this. But at the end of the day, when they don't and they don't win, I'm disappointed as a fan. And being a Red Sox fan, Mike, is, you know, we don't like being disappointed.
No.
Unless we know that our team's trash. Like we have years where it's like, hey, we're not spending the money, we're not catching the breaks. This is not one of those years.
So is it the players or the coaches at this point?
I think both. I think a little bit of both.
Can I say I really think that you have to put the pressure on the players to perform, because we've been underperforming, and it's the fans that's getting the coaches fired early, because it's restlessness from the fans. And of course the ownership, when you're on the outside looking in and the fans is this unhappy, chanting at the game, sell the team, sell the team.
And they're like, literally Instagram yesterday, I'm looking down and they're like, hey, for the next like 20 games at the 5th inning, we want to tell Artie sell the team. And I'm like,
crazy though, right?
But how much pressure is that on the players that they have to hear?
You're right. It's too bad.
In the middle of rallying, you're down 2-1 in the 7th inning. You think you really want to hear that? Or
it's completely fair. You know what? As a player, I can understand why maybe the motivation isn't there. I can understand why, as a Red Sox, Trevor Story, who had a great year last year, came out like, I totally disagree with the firing of everyone. That's not what you do when you're struggling early in the season.
You got to think about the relationships that you're building with the coaches too.
Exactly.
I might have the greatest relationship with the coach, but the business time, like we all know, even goes back to like basketball. Phil Jackson was not the more people person there was. You know, only Kobe or Powell was able to go talk to him.
Billy Belichick was similar. They said the same
thing. Just go in their office and just be like, "Hey, coach, I'm having a bad day." I don't really see that happening. They're more good on the business part. And I think far as like a team like Boston, you guys have built that where you guys are trying to win rings.
But I feel like
or at least perform.
Exactly. So far in this month, like it's not like Roman Anthony, Jason Durant, Trevor Story is doing well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's Wilson Contreras and Wilyer Abreu, who always plays good at the beginning of the year.
But they're more like the side players, you know what I'm saying? Like the Durants, the Trevor Stories, the Roman Anthony, but are the ones that...
It's kind of exactly what you said, Simba, though. It's like it's unfair for the fans to put that sort of pressure onto the players to perform, these young guys to perform, so...
It's tough. I mean, it's tough. I think John Henry is a very prideful man in terms of, you know, his teams. Not only does he own the Boston Red Sox, he also owns parts of Arsenal.
That's right.
He also owns a couple other things. So for him, he's used
Fenway
Sports Group. He's used to winning. You know what I mean? He's used to spending that money. He's used to being like, okay, I'm gonna spend my money for this product. This product is going to do well for me. So I think it's a tough situation when you got championships, you made money, you got good players, and you're not winning.
Yeah, and it's not like our team is terrible. Like, on paper, we are a better team for sure than fucking a lot of teams in this league. Mm-hmm. We spent a bag, bro. Like, our starting pitching lineup was supposed to be pretty good. Crochet, Ranger Suarez, brought in Sonny, and then all these young prospects that we have. Peyton Toll, who just pitched a beautiful 7-inning, no-run ball. Right. Like, we have a lot of talent. I really am disappointed mostly with the relief pitching, but we got to see if the bats can come alive. You know, they say every team always regresses to the mean.
Yes.
Right now, we playing below it. Some teams is playing above it, and they're going to come back down to earth. We're playing below it, and we're going to come up. Our floor is going to come up much higher. Yeah. The sad part is it might be too late by the time that comes around. So I'm not going to say give up on the season now. My last thoughts is just overall big disappointment, because you see what in Boston, it hurts when you out this early. Yeah. Like, you've seen the Bruins fizzle out, Celtics fizzle out. Meanwhile, Red Sox are toiling in mediocrity.
Not even mediocrity. They're ass money right now.
Yeah, let's call it as it is.
We're last in the division.
Call it as it is.
We've had 14 wins. We have 21 losses. We're 10 games back.
But I'm not hating on them like some people.
No. I'm not hating them.
The AL is a very hard.
That's gonna say
right now the AL, like no one's good.
Well,
wait a minute.
Hold on, let's segue.
All
right,
we gotta talk about my team.
Let's segue in. No, I've had enough. We don't need to dogpile on the Sox no more.
Yeah.
The Yankees is a good example of a team, on the other hand, in the division that's been performing well. And honestly, what's really led it is good pitching, but it's really having a consistency in the lineup and production from like Ben Rice. The production you're getting from him is incredible, but it's almost like, I don't know, they're shining under the bright lights, whereas like the fan base in Boston, where we're kind of whittling, you know what I'm saying? We fucking shrinking under them bright lights. So
let me ask you guys a question, and I think this goes for any sport, but especially for like somebody like the Yankees.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to trade to get other pieces too, as well. And I think some of those teams like Boston, the Angels, they get afraid to trade away one of those little big pieces to gain 4 or 5 pieces out of it. And then you build from there. And I think the Yankees are really good at, like, they want to build. They're not, they're, okay, we can win now, but they are, I've never seen them.
Well, the Yankee specialist, please talk to us.
Speaking of consistency, I mean, our
feeling?
roster is pretty similar to last year's roster, but we filled these holes that we had. Like, I remember when Devin Williams last year were blowing these saves. Like, he had like 13 blown saves. Luke Weaver be losing these games, and I'm like, what's going on? But like what you said, Mikey, Ben Rice, the emergence of Ben Rice, everybody. This man is going, 1.2 OPS. He's leading the team almost in offense. Him and Judge are like Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle right now.
Yeah, no, Ben Rice is on par with Aaron Judge right now.
Yep.
So
Aaron
imagine,
has 14,
like,
Ben got 12.
It's crazy.
So how many years do Judge have left? In
his contract?
Realistically, just playing baseball, how many years do we lean on Ben Rice as starting to be that step up guy to kind of push Judge out? Or
I feel like it's not even the time to think about that yet. Not like, because Judge is still like in the prime for us right now.
Mid-30s, right?
I think so, right?
How old is he? Like 34?
Judge is 34.
Yeah, he's got some years left. I mean,
feel like he got like 2-3 years left of his prime, and then he'll go down.
Yeah, but like, again, how long do we have that? Because it's like, when you have too many stars on your team and it's like building stars, somebody's going to want Ben Rice. Somebody's going to offer you some money.
Right.
Somebody's going to offer you something for Judge if you're not, say he, knock on wood, but he has like a bad year next year.
Yeah.
What's the next move?
But I feel like in terms of like Yankee tradition and how we always did it, giving him the captain rights too, he's going to fill them 9 years with us.
Yeah.
He might retire. I think he's going to be 41 by the time he's done.
I think he'll retire.
He's going to, I don't think we're going to
trade
trade him unless, like no less, I feel like, even though
I feel like Stanton, because I just look at
Stanton,
you guys.
I feel like no one's going to want him.
I look at you guys' roster,
Yeah.
and I look at Stanton, Judge,
Yeah.
Hill. Those guys have solidified themselves in this league.
Yeah.
So it's like they can retire right now as a Yankee, and nobody
sure.
will talk about their their resume.
Right.
So it's like,
but for them, for them, it's like they need that championship, right?
Yeah.
You come to the Yankees to win. So like,
right,
I'm sure for Stanton, he can retire for sure.
Question:
400 plus home runs.
When's the last time Yankees won?
2009.
No way.
It's been a minute.
It's been a long time, everybody.
Wait, the Red Sox won twice since then?
We've won, I think, 3 times.
I think what? Because that was what, A-Rod's second year there.
I think we've won 3
like
times.
No,
Twice?
Was it
2018?
Wasn't that A-Rod's first or
18
second year?
and then 13 or something.
13, and then I thought we had another one. No, just those
Because
two.
you guys lost one too, right?
No, he that was the only one he was in. A-Rod.
A-Rod didn't lose a
No, he didn't win. He didn't lose the World Series. He lost playoffs though. But he didn't lose the World Series.
The reason I asked right now is because I was just like shedding some perspective, because as we go from talking about the disappointment for the Red Sox season, the truth is you could be the best in the American League East. You could have won the division 17 years in a row, and you haven't won the championship since 2009. And it doesn't matter how good you eventually, like, I understand why you talking about secession plans or like what's going to come, because eventually it's got to be like, if right now how it feels Super Bowl or bust for a team like the Bills, right? Or Ravens. It's kind of like a Super Bowl or bust mentality, because they're right there. They're inching.
I think the Yankees are at that point because you got
World
Jazz,
Series or bust.
You got Jazz, you got Cody, you got Judge, you got
Fried,
Stanton,
Cole.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't have no reason why you're not going to ACL.
Yeah,
you should
You're
be
right.
at that championship every
For sure.
2 years, every 3 years
sure.
with
Right.
this roster.
Right.
And we've seen these guys perform at different teams. Of course, Jazz Stanton came
Yep.
from the Marlins.
Yeah.
And hey, it's the Marlins. But you guys came to a winning team
Yep.
and a team that, they're very like superstitious about mustaches
Yeah.
and
yeah,
beards.
exactly.
So I think I give the Yankees 3 more years with this whole entire roster. If they don't win anything within the next 3 years,
No, I totally agree.
they
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah,
As
remodel.
even Yankee fans, we talk about it too. It's like why are we wasting Aaron Judge's and Garrett Cole's primes, and they've been in the Yankees for this long?
Yeah.
Like exactly what we're talking about. But I feel like the time bomb is ticking for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
But
For
and I
sure.
think you guys have done a better job this year compared to other years, because instead of being like, we're going to have 2 juggernaut hitters, powerhouse hitters that are going to be hanging up the lineup, you guys are focused on your pitching. You guys are focused on acquiring guys who've been able to do it under duress instead of kind of like that big name. And I know you were a little upset with our boy leaving to the Mets, but you know what I mean? I think with the plugs that you guys have put in, it gives Judge room to be Judge instead of having to look over his shoulder and wonder if I have to compete with this guy next to me because they're going to talk about it in the paper. And
You know what
on
it
the
is
team,
too?
things like that.
You don't gotta pay someone as much money as you're gonna pay Soto.
Exactly.
And in baseball, like I get it, he earned that contract.
Of course.
Just like the big major names can earn it,
sure.
but you have a team like the Braves who are a good team. Look at them this year, right? But think about last year how bad they underperformed.
Yes.
And
But it can just be 1 year later that it's okay. It doesn't need to be you spent a bag. It's just you stick with the roster, trust it, and see if it goes better the next year. Like baseball be going like that. You can go look at Phillies was
Yep.
supposed to be the nastiest team in that division. Now they're at the bottom of it, really
They
underperforming.
fired
So
their manager. They fired their
Exactly.
manager
And I
too.
think baseball has been that sport that has proven there's no loyalty in this. Look at Shohei. Look at these guys. Like, it's not like football where it's like, hey, I might stay and I might take a pay cut. No. Baseball, they want their money now.
Yeah.
And you look at Tatis and all these guys,
Yep.
they're ready for those contracts. So we'll see how that goes.
That's because you don't make no money in your first few years. Your first 4 years, you ain't making no money in baseball.
Yeah,
You
you're
broke.
not.
You
You're-
broke. You
Yeah,
broke
sitting
as a
in the-
mug.
you under the
You're sitting at
control.
minors,
That's
you're
what,
taking buses
that's what I'm
and
saying.
stuff,
So then when you get a chance where you're like, I'm gonna guarantee my life to make $32 million for the year for the next 5 years, I want every single penny.
Yeah, but then when you got the Dodgers saying, I'll give you 244 for 12 years, all right. Come on.
Even better. Even better.
But before I want to talk about our pitching right now, about how well we're doing.
Yep.
Our
Talk
pitching
to us.
staff.
Talk to us.
Max
Gloat a
Fried,
little bit more.
Max Fried's ERA, he going, what is he, 4-1 with a 2.3. But I'm gonna give a big, crazy take right here.
Okay.
I'm going Cam Schlittler's going to win the AL Cy Young Award.
What?
2026, baby. This baby is going crazy, everybody.
Are we going to act like Jose Soriano again is still not with the Angels?
I'm sorry, Jose Soriano. He ain't going no. He's gonna get beat up soon.
The
Cam
rookie-
Schlittler is gonna win.
Last night he got beat up by Chicago, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
Oh yeah, Murakami took him deep. He took him deep
But
yesterday.
but look,
I saw that.
check this out.
But
check this out.
I'm gonna tell you.
He did get AL Pitcher of the Month though.
But
Not the week.
We can give him every month.
Under
We can give
one,
him-
under
I'll give that
one.
to you every month.
Under one.
We're gonna win the Cy Young though. Cam Schlittler, everybody.
Okay,
I mean,
26.
I
What's
mean,
his ERA?
1.52.
Listen, it's fine to say it now. Like I would rather Sam say it now. Like ride with him, ride it out now because he's the odds-on favorite to win. But that's because Skubal just went out for his surgery.
Right.
That is true.
Right, so he was the odds-on favorite,
And nobody trusts
and
Jose either.
Schlittler has pitched the best through
Yes.
however many starts he's had, 5 or 6. Let's see if it stays true over his next 15 to 16 starts.
agree, I
Then
agree.
then
Then
we
we
can
can talk.
ride with it now. I don't blame you. It's and Schlittler is similar to Skubal, right? Tall mofo. He's a big boy.
Yeah,
He,
big guy.
364.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like these pitchers now, you're getting more of them like that old Randy Johnson build, lanky as hell,
So-
big,
Throw
bulkier.
99, throw
Yeah,
99,
like
100.
Before we move on, can we at least touch on the fact that since the last time we've talked, Sandy is not looking like Sandy right now.
I know.
And
I know.
I was looking at him to be probably the pitcher of the year. I thought in my eyes, but now I think like the last
Chris Sale. You know,
Sale has been.
He's defending his Cy Young right now.
Sale has been. I told you. That's what I'm saying about the Braves. They was patient.
So
Strider.
we went from Sandy going like what 0.6 to start the year to now. Where's he at now?
He's 3-2. He's got a 3.04 ERA. So he's got time to
and including the 3 runs that he just gave up right now as well.
Well, you're right. Yeah, he's having a bad outing. You're right. You're right. He's on 5 earned runs right now, bro. This is not a great outing today.
So then that means
Up to 5. I know.
Go 3-3 after today.
Yeah, but look at my boy Schitler, number 2.
You know what?
2.
I was talking about it. I would have traded. I wanted the Sox to trade for Alcantara last year.
That would have been nasty.
I thought it was, but you know, let him have some let him mess up a few starts right now. Put him on the market. Like I'll take a little discount.
It just shows how inconsistent you can go. He started off the year 3-0, so that means the last 3 outings that he's had, he's losing, and then to give up 5 today, okay. Now, can we blame the coaching now? If you gave it up 5 within 3 innings, 4 innings, is that like
I mean, you know what I say? What it is? I say it's adjustment.
But how much?
You didn't read. You didn't read.
Sure, you gotta know that these people have all. Your enemy, your opponent got everything on you.
You didn't read the scouting report.
Every angle, every video angle, every pitch.
But the last 3, but this is what I'm trying to say. The last 3 outings that you've had, you're losing these, and then it's like the bullpen is not like where's the disconnect if you're coaching? If you gave up 5 in the last, or let's say, give or take, you gave up 10 in the last 3 outings.
Right.
Okay, 10. Okay.
Are we gonna pull you earlier? We start seeing you like, okay, you can't.
Really, I say it's case by case.
Yeah, because
it's case by case. But if you gave up 5 by the 3rd inning, I'm not keeping you in the game.
If you've given up 10 in the last 3 starts, I'm sending you down to AAA.
Okay. So like somebody
David's talking like I'm gonna demote you.
That's just me because I understand there's something wrong with you either mechanically, there's something wrong with you physically, or there's something wrong with you mentally. So
can Sandy do that? Can you send it to
AAA for a designation?
Yes.
You could if you don't want. I mean, I feel like it would hurt his feelings, but you could.
But you ain't gonna send an ace to AAA.
I'm saying I would say
you ain't gonna send Ranger Suarez or Garrett Crochet to AAA.
So then what you'd have to do
because Crochet's still in the rotation.
Well, Crochet though might have to do it if he
AAA designation.
Hold on, let's just see after
or a Phantom IL. That I can
depend after he gets off the IL. Let's see if he has control because
I know that athletes have that.
Pitchers can do that. You could win the Cy Young and next year have a losing record and have a 4 ERA, and then the next year all of a sudden you win Cy Young again. It's just how baseball is not. The consistency is a little bit different with a pitcher. So maybe Crochet can come back after his injury and look like the regular.
You don't play every team. You play every 5 starts or so, or 6 starts.
Exactly.
Pitchers will do that. They call it a Phantom IL, where it's like they put you in the IL. Not even you're hurt. You're not even hurt.
You're mentally messed up.
Yeah, you just chilling.
Listen, man. If sometimes a brother, maybe his girl's messing with him. We all have heard about stories about that situation. Whether maybe you just had a kid. Maybe you're in a contract year and you're trying to figure things out. Maybe you have an injury and you don't want to tell anybody. Take 15 days off, and let's revisit. Because clearly, whatever you was doing before ain't working.
It's not working.
And I can't necessarily, with an ace like that, send him to the AAA, but I'm sending him. We're gonna have you face some AAA batters for the next, on the low during your pitching rounds.
I hear you.
Seeing how that goes. If these AAA guys are starting to hit off you, okay, there's a big problem.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean.
I agree. I agree.
It's tough.
It's a long season.
That's what I'm saying. It's long.
There's a lot of games left for the storylines to change.
Speaking of long seasons, bro. What's going on in these other sports with the drafts and what's going on?
We gotta talk about that.
Well,
draft day was crazy. I heard.
Did you hear? I heard it was wild. I heard there was some things.
Crazy trades.
There's some things happening.
So
are we ready? Are we ready to transition into?
All right, before we go to football,
I was gonna say
I want to give my condolences to John Sterling.
I was gonna say yes.
R.I.P. He's been a 30+ year Yankee broadcaster. He kind of created the Yankee tradition when every time the Yankees win, ball game over, Yankees win. The Yankees win. He was famous for that. But yes, R.I.P. John Sterling.
R.I.P. John Sterling. Are we ready? Are we ready to move to the NFL?
But yeah, I feel like it wraps it up for
baseball.
That wraps it up for baseball.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I agree.
So let's give a grade out for the draft. Where I'll go.
Are you talking about this year?
Overall,
2026.
Overall,
Overall,
I'll
2026
go a
draft.
B minus.
B minus.
And the only reason why I say B minus
Okay.
is because there wasn't a lot of quarterbacks.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of running backs.
Okay.
I seen a lot of receivers, a lot of DNs.
Yep.
And I think some of the teams, what they were looking for, they had got or they already had. So, for instance, let's talk about Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson, you're going to go to a team that already has a quarterback.
So
not just a quarterback.
who drafted Ty Simpson?
The Rams.
The
Rams.
So-
Rams kept it quiet, tight-lipped. They traded up to the 13th overall pick to take him.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
Right
and, then,
here.
and then we know Stafford's going to be there for the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Yep.
And they already have Bennett from Georgia, who's
But I don't think he's going to be there for 3 years. I think they know for sure he's coming back because at the end of this season, they was talking about Matt Stafford at least was saying, I
don't
might
know if I'm
retire. I was like,
coming
you can't
back.
retire after winning MVP.
yeah. I mean, but you just drafted
2 years maybe.
But you drafted a quarterback 2 years ago.
Also,
too.
Matthew Stafford's a free agent after this year.
Correct.
Dude, he's probably re-signed though. Come on, think about it.
Yeah, but he's going to be like Aaron
You
Rodgers
just had
though.
your best, but see, you just had your best year of all time, and you think they're gonna just retire? him
Would
after that?
Matthew Stafford try to test free agency though?
No.
No.
No, I don't
He's-
think so.
he's
I think
loyal.
he's like, well, if he does, it's going to be like Aaron Rodgers, though. He's too old. He's not signing a 5-year
See,
contract.
but
He's
everybody has
He's
a
almost
quarterback.
40.
Every team has a quarterback
Right.
right now too.
So they traded up how many? Who did they get for the? Does everybody know? Because I want to figure this out.
I think they traded their first round pick and then they gave
Wait,
up a
they-
second round pick. Like
So they swapped and they gave something else up.
They swapped,
y'all
to
tripping.
exactly to get. But you know what?
I'd be pissed if I was Matthew
But I-
Stafford.
see,
I'd be
I-
pissed.
hold on,
I'd be
2026 first
but-
round from the Lions.
So, but
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed as a mug.
Personally, I think it was worth it because they don't have a backup plan,
Why?
a contingency plan.
I mean, you got Stinson, you got Bennett.
Listen,
He's not no-
who is Ty Simpson? Who?
He was the quarterback for Alabama.
Who?
He was the second best quarterback in the draft.
Who?
Tell me, hold on. Look at me right now. Name me any other quarterback in this draft besides the number 1 pick, Fernando Mendoza.
Jalen Daniels. Jalen Daniels.
No, this draft. Hold on.
Jalen Daniels.
Hold on. I'll wait.
You talking to me?
Camden.
You talking to me?
Oh.
Who else? Name one other quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
but that's what my point was. It was a thin draft, Simba. That's all I'm saying to him because I know he's saying who will.
What I'm saying is,
or Ty Simpson who, but
here's the thing.
there's no other good quarterbacks in
Here's
this draft
the thing.
really.
I didn't hear anything about Ty Simpson when we was listening to college.
I mean,
didn't
you
even
got the Diego kid.
I ain't never heard.
Pavia went undrafted.
But he went
He went-
undrafted.
I would've picked
That's
him
what
over
it is.
Tyson
But I was gonna say
Johnson.
I was gonna name him, but I was like he ain't go drafted, so I
but-
can't even say that.
Sean McVay doesn't like Aura as big as him because you have to think about that. Diego is like Johnny Manziel.
I mean, Diego's I don't think is very good quarterback, but
I mean,
He's
he
a
plays
college.
backyard-
He was
plays
like,
backyard
yeah,
football.
he was a college quarterback.
if I'm Matthew Stafford, why
like Johnny
in the,
Manziel.
why in the world, YBK, are we getting a quarterback?
I say that's disrespect.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow, really?
At 13
I mean,
pick.
I kind of do agree
Hey,
with
but
what
did you-
Simba was saying.
but
When
did
you
you-
coming off your best MVP season,
Exactly.
But then
you-
again,
you draft a
seen-
QB in front of
Did you
Mount
guys see the video that
Exactly.
they did too, though, as well? Like, he said, I'm ready to make history, and he's like, yeah, no.
oh, that video.
Oh, the next video, yeah.
So, like, why draft me if you...
Because Matthew Stafford literally told the coaching staff, I will let you know in the offseason if I decide to play next year. That's why. I mean, I understand all your guys' point, but I feel like the answer is as simple as, why would you draft a quarterback? Because my starting quarterback said, I'm not sure if I'm playing next year.
I thought this was.
It's one easy reason.
I thought that was a money thing, not an
then
actual.
it's
Not an
like a thing where it's
That's
like,
what I
There was
thought. I
so
thought it
many
was.
other options.
what about
Well-
the thing where it's like, yo, you want the extension, Matthew? And he's like, I'm gonna think about it. I bet we're gonna draft.
So do you think this was just a
Is it
panic?
like that?
So
That's what I'm wondering.
No,
I
So
said-
do you guys think this is just a panic button? And like,
I don't think it's a panic
because
button.
I don't think it's a panic button. Because
No, I
you
don't think
left-
it's panic.
You had Diego that was open. You had Jalen Daniels.
You wouldn't
from
draft him.
Kansas.
You wouldn't draft him first, though.
Like to get a number.
He was the
13,
only.
Was it 13 pick?
Yeah.
13.
That's very. You got to pay that man.
Yeah, no, he was the only
I'm saying.
good talent though left at quarterback for a first round talent.
Right.
I just think you have to see something, and obviously I trust McVay. Like his offense has always been, even when they haven't been like a great team in a regular season, I feel like the offense is always doing something, putting up some numbers. And maybe that's another thing that Matthew Stafford owes credit to. Flashback 2 years. I know NFL is what have you done for me this year, but flashback 2 years and Matthew Stafford was not that good, was injured, and was like contemplating not playing no more. He says, no, I'm going to play, and then he's the MVP. So of course he's going to play a little longer, but it's like if we flash back 2 years, this conversation is so much different,
no,
right?
I hear what you're saying.
I don't think they're going to start Simpson right away, but Jordan Love, he was better because he waited 2 years to play.
So what about like the kid? Did the LSU kid come out?
Who?
The quarterback out of LSU?
Oh, I don't
Garrett?
know.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
I see. Like I would have picked him over him.
I mean, I don't even know a lot about the quarterbacks this draft. I am gonna lie, and that's what tells you why we
see. But next year, like
B- for this draft is fair because it's not fair. Like these star-studied
Garrett went to the Chiefs.
At what round?
The 7th.
Like, bruh, really?
But you're not gonna waste a first round pick on him. We took a quarterback. The Patriots took a quarterback too, from Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So it's not like, so I'm like,
no, everyone can take a little stab in the dark. Listen, you got to have practice squad people, and you got to have,
we got a quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to have a depth chart. I just think it was interesting that it was quiet. Although what I read was that they called up Matt the day of the draft to be like, just so you know, so they ain't.
Oh, they did tell him.
Yeah, they told.
Okay.
Yeah,
they called. As long as you tell me.
But the reason why they wanted to keep it on the hush is because they didn't want no one else who was plotting on drafting a quarterback in the first round to take the only other first round talent.
But now looking at what we're looking at, you got Carson Beck, you had Drew Al, you had Cade from Clemson. Those are some guys I know had a pretty good college career.
I mean, listen, there was some talented.
Seen those guys lead. Like Carson Beck was at Georgia. Drew probably had one of his best seasons at Penn State. What, 2 years ago? 2 years ago. 2 years
ago.
Cade at Clemson. I seen him in the top 5 at one point, national ranked. Garrett at LSU, it was kind of rocky. Yeah, but I still seen him.
I just feel like Beck to me reminded me of like a regular kind of pocket quarterback. He's serviceable, but not like explosive. I thought Trinidad Chambliss for Ole Miss, he looked good. I don't know all these college.
Went back, right?
No, he went back. He got another year of eligibility, so he's gonna play one more. Yeah, he's gonna play one more. But for me, if he entered the draft, I would have been like, ooh, there's a little more X factor involved with it. I will say, of course, Fernando Mendoza deserved to go first.
Right.
Yeah.
So no doubt in that. Was it a very exciting draft, or was there a lot of potential quarterback talent? I don't really think so. And it was one of them years where even like Jeremiah Love going 3 is crazy. Like a running back going top 3 is crazy. It means there's like a.
So Simba says it's a B-. What would you give it?
For the draft?
I
mean, like I don't know like what my
what was your gut say?
I don't know what my criteria is even based on, but I'd say like a C. Like it's passing, but it's not failing. Okay. Like
I go Caleb Downs, Cowboys. You got Mekhi Lemon, Eagles.
Yeah.
Let's run through our teams. I want to because I know we got 2 Eagles over here. Right. I know we got 2 Eagles fans here. True. I know for sure you got 1 bona fide Patriots over here.
I just feel like nobody won the draft.
That's an interesting point.
Let's look at some of the teams. You
look every year and it's like who won the draft. Like you look at the kid go to Tennessee. Did they really win the draft? No. If anybody won the draft, I would say the Jets won it.
The Browns and the Jets kind of it could work out. The risk factor is there because they drafted some like talent versus the floor players. They were like, we gonna draft this edge and we gonna draft that tight end that they drafted. They drafted a tight end hella high.
Let's see.
Where are your Patriots?
I'm gonna go to my Pats real quick. See what we got. All right.
I know who we drafted first. Caleb Lomu.
Right. So
we drafted an offensive tackle. So listen. We drafted an offensive tackle in the top 5 last year, right? Now our first round pick's an offensive tackle again. For me, perfect choice, right?
I'm looking at it. You guys have no skill positions that you guys drafted, which I don't think you guys need one.
Tight end.
We got tight end third round.
It's not really skill.
Well, not like a position player, but
I'm looking for maybe a receiver and a corner. I see one corner, and that's a good pickup, Wake Forest. But I would have probably got me at least a receiver.
We're getting AJ Brown. What you mean?
Exactly. We'll get to that. Let's finish with that.
Hold off.
Let's finish with that.
Hold off. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, we got it.
I just want to run down the picks. The first pick was Caleb Lomu.
Yeah.
So we needed an offensive tackle because obviously Will Campbell was decent, great. He was great during like the early parts of the year, and then as the year went on, he was seeing ghosts a little bit. He started, he was getting bullied around a little bit by the Seahawks as well. But I think they're gonna let him play left tackle, and even though Caleb Lomu also played left tackle, they're gonna interchange him because he also played right tackle. So I think we need to let Will Campbell play one more year at left tackle.
Okay.
Right. And then after that, we needed an edge rusher. We knew it. Kaylavon Chason. We got him on a discount last year after him having 15 sacks or whatever we had. We could not afford to pay the money that a Kaylavon Chason dictates because we've seen the money edge rushers are getting. You saw the extension Danielle Hunter got. You saw the extension Will Anderson got. So these edge rushers
and all them guys.
Exactly. So our second pick was Gabe Jacas from Illinois. So we got an edge rusher, and then we went for an athletic tight end in our third pick in Eli Raridan, which is great. We needed kind of an athletic younger tight end because Hunter Henry's a great pass catcher. Yeah. But we need someone also. We signed some dude who can who's a good blocking tight end because we lost Austin Hooper, but we signed some blocking tight end. We needed someone else who can run some routes though. So overall, after that, you know what I mean? We got a defensive back, which you could kind of draft a defensive back in the 5th, 6th round, and they could be serviceable in their first year. It doesn't need to be a first or second round pick. Me, I give a B. I give a B.
Just for your team?
For the team.
For my team. Okay. I would give a B to the Patriots, and I'll say this.
Julian Hill?
Yeah, exactly. Julian Hill. I would say the reason why I give maybe even bump it to a B plus is because there was a lot of speculation about what was going to happen over the weekend because Mike Vrabel had to leave the draft for the Patriots, and if the head coach ain't involved in a draft, it's a little bit weird.
Don't speed by that. What you mean had to leave the draft?
Well, Mike Vrabel was attending family counseling sessions, he said, and so he couldn't be there because obviously there's some extracurriculars going on outside.
Extracurricular activity.
We saw some pictures getting released and talking about like a relationship between himself and a reporter, Diana Rossini, and I'm not here to speculate on it. All I know is that could easily lead to distractions into maybe not making the right picks because the head coach isn't working in tandem with the general manager. True. I felt like they did decent. I'm glad it wasn't like a big storyline that overshadowed the draft, and I just want to move on to kind of the year that's ahead. Yeah, I don't need to.
I think that was a smart move. I think it was a smart move.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. And then we all know that the Patriots are going to be the Patriots, just kind of like the Boston. Like, you guys know how to draft. You guys know how to perform. So, and I think you guys have definitely moved on from the Tom Brady era.
Yeah,
and
officially.
I think you guys have. Like, going to the Super Bowl. And within 4 or 5 years since he's been gone, so I definitely say you guys have moved on.
But I will just acknowledge one thing you said. I do think the Patriots are in need of a wide receiver for sure.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. We know what we think is gonna happen.
We gotta jump to what the Philadelphia Eagles did because we've been hearing speculation and
I'll probably think the same as Sam. I give us probably a B too. Just I think
that's fair.
I think we already have a team that's already stacked as far as defensive wise. We did lose a lot too, but with Jaheed Campbell coming back, Carter coming back, Davis coming back, Cooper, DeJean, Mitchell, I think our defense is really heavily gonna kind of help us out. Now offensively, we got a couple of weapons. Mekhi Lemon, we all know Mekhi Lemon. We all know he's a hard ball player. Now him coming out and making a statement already, I kind of just don't see it because we just signed 4 or 5 receivers. I think it's going to be hard.
So run me through what Mekhi Lemon was the first pick or no?
Yeah, how did you guys even get?
Who did you draft?
For me, like I don't really know much college, college people coming out to the draft.
But y'all traded for him.
But like I've heard, we traded for him.
So y'all traded for him.
So Pittsburgh was about to get Mekhi Lemon.
Talk about this, YBK.
They were on the phone with him.
And then the split second later, his agent goes, "Oh my gosh, the Eagles have our pick."
And he literally said, "Why is Philly calling me?"
And then I heard that, and then Simba texted me, and then I heard that Mekhi Lemon is one of the best talents as wide receiver.
He was the best receiver he was the best receiver.
When I heard that, I don't know how you felt, Simba, but when I saw we got Mekhi Lemon, this kind of solidified that AJ Brown is gonna leave.
Dun dun.
That's how I think. I love AJ Brown. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Bird fan, But like what we just talked about, we got 3 other wide receivers even before the draft.
Yep.
And now I'm seeing like we drafted a first round as a wide receiver.
Y'all traded up.
I'm like,
Y'all traded up for a first round pick.
Farewell to AJ Brown when the June 1st thing happens. With
this is what I believe, and this is honestly what I believe. Even if AJ doesn't leave this year, he'll leave within the next 2 years. He's not going to re-sign his contract.
Okay, he's going to be a free agent after this year. So,
and I sent you a couple of things throughout those last 2 weeks since the draft of things that other players have said, Shady McCoy, and they pretty much said the same thing that I said. Let's see how it works without Kevin Patullo.
Yes, that's another different.
Let's see how let's see. I understand, and I think Nick is really trying to do his. Nick and Howie are trying to do their thing, trying to keep AJ around. Because if you put Makai with AJ, he's built like AJ. They move the same. They're not the fastest, but they run their routes pretty good. I don't see him and Devontae. Devontae's more faster, slimmer. He's a quick one. I think if you put AJ on one side and then Devontae and Makai on the other side, you're really going to be balanced. But then you got Hollywood Brown. You got Elijah Moore. You got all these guys that you just added onto the roster. And I think, if anything, that'll make the team more dysfunctional because now everybody's fighting for that spot.
But you know what's interesting to me is, do you think that was a good trade up? Especially with the Cowboys.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Divisionally, it's like, it's weird for two teams to help each other out a little bit because y'all traded.
See, but they needed that too as well with Caleb Downs. And I think it's never been the problem of Howie drafting. It's now how do they fit?
Yeah,
because
coaching
we
staff.
Have so many. We never had the star players that we have now, and they become star players while they're with the Eagles. So you got to remember the championship that we won against. Your Patriots or whatever, but those were a lot of role players,
right?
And Alshon Jeffrey was at the end of his career.
Yep. Zach Ertz was like a veteran already. Yeah.
Carson was injured. Nick Foles, we just signed him to come back. Corey Clement
running like a 30-yard wheel route for touchdown. I know.
So, and I think even our defense was pretty old as well. So I think it was the role, and Brandon Graham was kind of at the end, and I think he's still at the end. And who knows what he's going to do, but I think he's a leader on that team. And I believe that Howie is doing his justice when he comes to putting everybody in the right pieces. And I'm not going to say AJ shouldn't go anywhere else. I believe AJ has the right to be mad at what he's mad about. But you are a Super Bowl champion.
That's true. You are number one receiver on a Super Bowl team. Exactly.
I still think they still value AJ as that top number one receiver. If we were to go into the season right now and we got to play Dallas tomorrow, AJ will be starting for the Eagles tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think they value him, but he does not value Jalen Hurts. And I think that's why he's saying.
I don't even think it's Jalen.
I think it's Jalen Hurts. At the end of the day, I think it's AJ and Jalen. I think they're starting to see Jalen's getting a little bit too many commercials. He's starting to ball out a little bit, starting to do a little bit too much on outside of the extracurricular activities. And AJ's like, listen, man, you ain't even focusing in the end time situations, in game. You're calling a lot of the same audibles, doing a lot of the same things.
You don't even throw to him.
You don't even throw to me. And then you want to feed me towards the end of the season just to pad the stats. I don't like it.
I think that was just a shut up move because Kevin Patullo. We all know Devontae became.
Patullo shut down AJ from limited Jalen to cast AJ then.
And this is the National Football League. People are coming for AJ Brown. They want to double AJ Brown. Just like when Antonio Brown was with the Steelers and Juju had that great year.
Yeah.
So we can't just put the blame just on Jalen Hurts and just say Jalen is just a bad quarterback. When he's getting doubled, Jalen might be making the right
He could be. I've seen the Eagles play recently, twice this past year, and Jalen Hurts missed on a lot of throws.
But then again,
he threw 4 picks against the Chargers in Los Angeles, four interceptions and a game-sealing interception in overtime.
We also seen AJ Brown drop 3 passes.
I seen him do that too. I seen that too. So that's where I'm like, if I'm AJ Brown, I said, listen.
I've seen the Broncos actually come 18.
We won a championship. It was nice. It was swell. I'm ready to go.
I don't think the problem is Jalen Hurts, to be honest with you, because he's performed well in the playoffs. Like, winning in the playoffs is really where it matters. Like, if you clutch, you clutch. And it could be Nick Foles did it. Like we said, it doesn't even have to be a starter.
Right.
I do feel like talent-wise, will it hurt in the short term to lose A.J. Brown? Probably will hurt for a little bit. Yeah. But y'all got Stowers, whatever. Yeah, you got an athletic young rookie tight end. And you got Mekhi Lemon. And you got all these other good, serviceable Jahan Dotson still there. Elijah Moore is coming. Is Jahan gone?
John's gone. It's Wicks now.
Oh, okay, so then Dontavion Wicks, Elijah Moore, and Mekhi Lemon fill in, and you still have Devontae Smith.
That all equals up to AJ Brown.
It's not bad.
With the Hollywood Brown,
will it hurt temporarily? Maybe temporarily will hurt, but I think y'all got to get back to you drafted a tackle this year.
You did draft a tackle.
Yeah,
Miami,
trying
to get that.
you
kind of got to get that line going again because you have even though
kind of on the way out.
The offensive line is decent, is good still. Don't get me wrong, but the run game wasn't the same as the pass protection.
Mayada was out for a little bit. Lane Johnson was dealing with injuries. So those are two big pieces, and we know Jordan
Lane's coming back, which is good.
Jordan, he's gonna hold his. He holds his. Lane Johnson, by far the best.
Yeah. You guys had to pay a bag though to Mailata, which is crazy. And shout out to Mailata because he was one of those first players from the international program because he was discovered from like Australia, right?
I think we just even got another guy from the international.
I love how
Nigeria. You are Bernard. I was
like
just about to say that.
I like how that works, that program, and look at the way they converted him from Aussie football or whatever he was playing into American football. He's one of the best tackles in the game. So shout out to them for that. But you had to now pay him a bag because at first it was like for a steal, but now you got to pay him the bag.
It adds up to like Jason Kelsey when we had Kelsey and stuff like that. So I think he stepped in right when Kelsey left. It was. Perfect. We needed that.
How do you guys feel about this program and this international program about allowing guys to do tryouts and tests and then be
it reminds me of the NBA.
Suppository picks in the NFL draft.
It reminds me of the NBA, and I think some of for the NBA, we got to say the last few MVPs have been those guys out there. So I think when it comes to football, it's pretty much the same thing. We might never know who we might get. We might get a quarterback from freaking Columbia or something, and he might sling that thing.
Well, I wonder if because of obviously because of your background, flag football. I wonder if we bring the game more internationally, and because I assume regular football is expensive, playing on an international format, having the pads, having things like that. But I wonder, do you feel like flag will definitely kind of could that elevate the game internationally, which will be even get more people from Nigeria or things like that? Do you feel like that could help?
I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but we're still the best athletes here.
Right.
And I think when you guys have people like us who grew up like with the Willie McGinnis, the Snoop Dogs that we've been playing since we're 7 years old, it's not like basketball where you can start like Giannis at 15 years old and then it's like, okay, you're 6'7" or 6'8" at 15 and then just start being good. No, football's not one of those sports where you can be 6'3", 220 and run a 4.3 and still get drafted. No, you have to be good. You have to catch too.
Yeah.
You still have to be able and not to say it like this for Giannis or anything, but like Giannis doesn't have like the best footwork in the league, but he has something to get away with in the NBA where he's full speed or but he can't shoot.
So linemen, you feel like definitely, but in terms of actual skill positions, we're just too evolved.
Yeah, but
these guys are 4'3", they're hitting. They're strong.
Yeah.
You know what though? Don't you think? I understand why you asking because the thing is like a kid on anywhere in their little neighborhood in a lot in the grass field on a cement lot, you could just throw the football if you have a football. It's why why you think soccer it's like easy because you just put 2 sticks. Yeah. That's my goalpost. You put 2 sticks here and there, and then you have a ball, and now I can play soccer.
Right.
And you're right. Like American football, since you have to wear the pads and everything. Everyone can't just get a field like a nice manicured field and play on a 100-yard field, but you could get some just 2 little flags to put on and start playing.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, even
people might watch.
We talked about last episode. He started playing flag when he was really young, and it got to him when he if he was like we said before, if he was 6 feet, 6'1", this man be in the league right now. So it's like that opportunity. It's like okay, I wonder if you gave some kid in Uganda or Nigeria or Sweden or Germany, and you put some flags on, some flags on them and said, here's a football, do we think we could possibly? But I do hear what you're saying. Like,
see, but that's the thing. It's already been happening now. So Uganda and all those guys do have national teams and starting to go. Like my boy Charles, who's with USA, he's like part of, like, he goes back home. His people are African and stuff like that.
Right.
Shout out to Charles, but like him going out there because that's where he's from
right.
and stuff like that. Like his dad and his people and stuff are like from that area. So he goes back there, shows them the game and stuff like that. So I definitely say like,
but it's still someone skilled, like, you know what I mean? He knew the game, so it's like that. Even that knowledge is something just that knowledge
going out there.
It's fire.
For sure.
It's fire that they can just bring a new game international, like just to make it worldwide. And like you said, like some athletes, like listen, we watched UFC a few weeks ago here, and there's this heavyweight fighter, Josh Hokett.
Right.
He got drafted by San Francisco and made practice squad for a couple teams. Couldn't quite make it to be a starter in NFL. So boom, he became like a UFC fighter, and that boy now is in like the top 5, top 10 ranked. You know what I mean? You can't just like take someone who's an athlete in another sport and like go in to play football like opposite. You feel me? Like you got to learn the game. There's a lot more too.
There's guys like that. Like, so we think about like Steve Nash, who played soccer and going to basketball, and he was good at both. Kobe, soccer. Like a lot of those guys, Giannis, soccer. Like they have another sport in their background. Now, are they good at that? Yes, for sure. But I think too money being involved. Because in the States we have a little bit of money get pushed behind you. They have
resources, you get higher resources.
Club basketball you can get that exposure and stuff like that. I think those do matter. The IMG academies, those do help out. And I think even like Serena Williams and Venus, they went to like IMG academy. So I think, far as moving into the international, I think it'll get there. Yeah. I just think they need a little bit more resources.
No, because it's cool. Because I remember, I saw the clip of, him calling, or the Phillies called him. He said, "Oh, do I have to walk there?" He's like, "No, we're gonna fly you. We're gonna fly you out. We're gonna develop you. We're gonna get you right. We're gonna set you up." So I think it's a wonderful story. Possibly change lives, change a city or a small town that these guys are from, where they be able to send money back, things like that. So I just think it's a really cool story. It's a really cool idea, and I didn't even really know that they were doing this like that in the NFL, like they're doing in the NBA. YBK, you still haven't said what you felt about this draft in terms of your Phillies, and then the draft overall. How would you rate that? And then I'll give my final take.
Overall, in the NFL draft, I'll give it a solid B-. I agree with Simba. I feel Steve's too kind of low. But overall for the Eagles, though, I give it a nice B to a B+. Let's see how these youngins, shape up with us. I'm very excited for Mekhi Lemon and what he can do. He kind of, even in the interview, he kind of showed some of his personality.
Yep.
So let's see if it, becomes a dog or not. Let's go.
Yeah, I think these are definitely the draft of depth. That's how I think about it. And then I also think about the Freddie Mendoza, Mekhi Lemon draft. If these guys in the next 5 to 7 years, if Mekhi Lemon is like better than T. Higgins, maybe not as good as Jamar Chase, or, a Freddie Mendoza is a little bit better than Andrew Luck in terms of longevity, but maybe not as good as Peyton, I think it would be probably a better B. But right now I'm saying C-, because most of these guys, it's like I don't.
Interesting, because you didn't even mention Jeremiah Love, who was kind of the rawest, the most boldest talents in Saquon to get drafted in the running back position.
Running backs who get drafted in the first round ever turn out amazing.
Last time it happened, it's a.
That's what I'm saying.
Famer, I think.
But that's what I'm saying. But like even the times before that, you know what I mean. You got guys like Gurley, you know what I mean, things like that. It's like you draft a guy early in those first 4 rounds, unless he's an absolute stud. Yeah. Which maybe, and I would love to get Simba's take on this. Like, if we feel like Jeremiah Love is a stud, because to me, if I'm not hearing your name,
he was the best running back.
He was the best running back. But I'm still saying I don't think like. If he was the best player in the entire draft, I would feel like, okay, cool, you going 3 makes sense to me.
I don't see running backs going number
2 or 3. Yeah, okay.
Out no more unless you just winning Heisman. And you got to think about like Mendoza won a natty with no losses.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, Love has been there for, 3 years? He's been pretty much the rushing king every year. Notre Dame, they have taken some big losses, but Fernando Mendoza, he's changed college football. And then coming from Cal, and then going to go win a natty over at Indiana, that's a huge,
I just think it's interesting that we've
never had doubt about Jeremiah Love. Like, we've never had doubt about him.
Wow. Him going to Arizona, though, is a tough, just because they don't have a quarterback. What, Jacoby?
Yeah. So
Jacoby Brissett aired it out last year, and he had these good stats, but it was when they were, down. You know what I mean?
I feel like all these running backs go to Arizona and go and die. I feel like that's just, it's just a thing.
Well, James Conner been hella productive.
It's just. They lost the quarterback, too. So
exactly.
But I think a lot of people slept on this pick in the draft, too.
Talk to me.
Tyson.
That's what I'm saying. I just thought it was funny. He said Mekhi Lemon it's Carnell Tate and Jordan Tyson that I was thinking of.
I thought Tyson was the better pickup than Tate. I mean, Tate was at Ohio State, so I get it.
I think it's good for Tennessee I think Calvin Ridley's on his way out since they got Carnell Tate. And it's also interesting that a wide receiver went in the top 5. That's the number 4 overall pick right there. But they need weapons for Cam Ward. And we talked about it with them bringing Wan'Dale Robinson in.
Yes.
We talked about it with them developing some of their talent. And then also Jordan Tyson going to Kellen Moore is great. And Tyler Shuck looked decent last year. So, I mean, listen, a lot of teams have a lot of Denzel Boston to Cleveland. I'm not sure how he'll produce, but who's the kid? KC Concepcion to KC. I think he was the one that I would say keep an eye on him.
And so that's what I'm saying. I think we'll see what happens in terms of this depth draft. If some of these guys are actually able to do something, it'd be great. But I'm more looking at this as the Freddie Mendoza draft. And if he does okay, then he'll be the Peyton Manning of his draft, and it'd be great for the rest of us. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Before we send it off, I know we've been rocking this one. A lot have been going on in MLB and NFL, but bro, it's been a hot minute since we got to the playoffs, and I think we got to discuss what's been going on in this NBA playoffs, y'all.
I mean, they're going crazy.
I mean, this is like dessert.
I would like to we could fast forward through the Thunder and Phoenix Suns series if you down. I mean, we already knew what was going to happen with that one, y'all.
That was easy. That was an easy money.
What's the biggest storyline is that Jalen Williams is down with a hamstring. So we'll see if how much that affects them. I'm not sure. The odds say it probably won't affect them that much, but we'll see how much that affects them. Okay. But
and then we know and then with the Spurs, we see this when the Spurs beat the Trail Blazers. We weren't even worried about that.
4-1,
yeah, they took care of business.
But then last night they got.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that second one.
Yeah, they made easy work of the Blazers, and shout out to Tiago Splitter. I know earlier this episode we was talking about interim coaches, and personally, I think Tiago Splitter did a great job stepping in after, of course, the crazy news of the FBI and the betting and Chauncey Billups. Yeah, it's crazy. And so shout out to Tiago Splitter. They weren't ready. Drew Holiday had a great year. Shout out to him too. Celtics could have used him this postseason. Yeah, Denny needs to develop his game a little more, but he's an all-star now. He's an all-star now, but the Spurs is ready. Wemby's a formidable defender, and they got a lot of guys who can score, even when Wemby wasn't playing with the concussion. They took care of business. Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper. You got some youngins who can. De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, exactly. Got some youngins who could finish the game out there. So shout out to the Spurs.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about
how about your boys?
We can talk about the Timberwolves.
Well, I was gonna say we'll leave it. That was the biggest.
That
surprise.
Was probably the biggest.
That was the biggest surprise for me, the Timberwolves and Nuggets series. But I was gonna say I wasn't that surprised. I thought the Rockets were a better team. I think on paper.
You talking mess?
Nah.
I think the Rockets are a better team on paper than the Lakers, and the Lakers showed that just having talent doesn't do it. And I know no Durant, but no Luka and no Austin Reeves for the first 3 games or 4 games, whatever.
4.
And then you got a 41-year-old.
Come on.
But big props to Marcus Smart though. Marcus Smart game 3 or game 4. Those consecutive games he played.
He had a couple. He
was playing he felt like he was Curry. He was 5 for 9. Line too. Facilitating. Ooh.
Talk your talk.
So, Houston had talent, but none of them can shoot. The point of playing basketball is putting the ball in the hoop. So you got Amen Thompson who can't hit the side of a barn. I mean, who else on that team can shoot? You lose KD, which we know he can put the ball in the basket.
Yeah.
Well, they tried to lean on Jabari Smith.
He can't shoot.
They tried to lean on Reed Shepard.
I mean,
he can shoot. They could shoot in the regular season. They can shoot in the regular season, but they couldn't shoot in the postseason.
There's a difference between playoff basketball and regular season basketball. And I've told you guys this multiple times. And now one of these teams has stayed the course, and the other one has been exiting in the first round. The Thunder, I've always felt they're young. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to handle it. Shea has been able to keep the ship going, and it's fine. When it comes to the Houston Rockets, and I'm going to look y'all right in the camera, them boys ain't got it.
They're fugazi.
Exactly. The KD subtweets, the burner account is real. Them boys are soft, and I will never see them in a championship. I'm just letting y'all know.
But they're not soft. I don't think that's
soft. They're soft like tissue. They soft like tissue
not
paper.
at all.
Look, you heard what LeBron said. He said you can't say that.
They soft like tissue paper.
They're not soft. They're a physical team, but that doesn't win you.
That's not being physical. Let me tell you what being physical is.
Going
to that basket and going get an and one.
Talk to us.
That's not what the Rockets are doing. They're a young team. I get it. They're young.
They're hustlers.
They're hustlers. But when it comes to you're down by 5 with 2 minutes left, and I need to go put my body on the line, I'm going to that free throw line and I'm going to go get these fouls.
Yeah, they're not about that life.
And they're not about.
That's not true. I mean, I don't know what games y'all watch. I think that their fault was that
let's go look at the rankings of them going to go get to the free throw line.
I would say that to me, what I saw was a team that thought you can't just be a defensive minded team, which is we can defend you out on the perimeter and we can guard you and we can get aggressive. Like y'all said, I think the biggest key was immaturity. Right? Mm-hmm. Because it is inexcusable. Let's flash back to game 3. It is inexcusable to have the possession of the ball, have sub 30 seconds on the clock, and a 6-point lead. And what proceeds to happen? Jabari Smith throws like a little lob pass to the baseline, the sideline, just for Marcus Smart to intercept it, and for Jayshawn Tate to foul a 3-point shot with 25 seconds left on the clock when y'all up by 6.
It didn't even start there. You got to think about. Let's talk about game 1. Reed Shepard, it's LeBron.
Yeah, but I feel like that was the pivotal moment. If you watch this series, the pivotal moment of the series was the Houston Rockets blowing a 6-point lead with 30 seconds in game 3. Because it's a whole different, it's a completely different series, right? And who bails out the Lakers that game to hit the game-tying 3? Mr. Experience. And shout out, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not discrediting Lakers at all. On the opposite, I want to give the Lakers incredible credit. I think that Luke Kennard was game 1, Luke Kennard. You needed someone to step up. Game 2 and 3 was Marcus Smart and LeBron. Yep. Is Marcus Smart going to put up 23 points and 11 assists and 8 rebounds and 5 steals every game of a 7-game series? Hell no. But you know what? They did what they needed to do. And the Rockets have no answer for that. Now, can they get away with that against OKC? We'll get to talking about that, but I just feel like for me, it felt so disappointing to see.
Let me touch on that too. So how you said that too, and Cam, correct me if I'm wrong, but we just looked at this. We're looking at the stats, and in the game that they won, they put up 30 free throws.
31.
Free throws.
They put up 31.
And let's look at the games that they lost.
I'm going to double check. I'm doing this. I'm doing the stats for you.
They weren't being as physical as the Lakers. You can't win a game not being physical. And it goes down to IQ too.
Yeah, but they weren't. Eye test. If you watch these games, it wasn't that they was getting out physical though. You feel me? It didn't feel like they were getting bullied. It just felt like they just didn't have no IQ and they couldn't hit no shots.
Yeah.
Because everyone who needed to hit a jump shot, like Şengün ain't no jump shooter, and Reed is their Reed's the only true shooter I feel like that they had. But when you're already in a 2-0 hole or 3-0 hole, Reed Shepard ain't shooting you out of that hole.
Yeah. See, but that's to start a game, Şengün, why are you taking a 3?
Well, you know what? Sadly, it's because they had no one else to take it. But you're right. You're right. If I'm him, I'm getting to the block. I'm playing old school ball. Trust me, when we get to the East right now, we get to talk about the Celtics. We'll talk about being physical. We're going to talk about what it means to, because trust me, I witnessed it more. If I watched every game in that series. The truth is, I didn't watch every single game beginning to end for the Lakers and Rockets series. I watched game 1, game 3, game 5, and game 6, right? I missed 2 and 4. I didn't watch. I just watched the highlights. But from what I seen was just an immature Rockets team and no Fred VanVleet, so no veteran presence to bring the ball up the court, no one to run set, half court. In the playoffs, when you get to watch half court sets that many times, the team who's able to run a pick and roll better, who's able to run some screens for their shooters better, is going to work out.
How did we feel before we move on to the we'll finish up the West and we'll move on to the East. How did we feel about the way Kevin Durant was ruled out in the game 1, game 2? Yeah. Because I felt like it was very last minute.
I think it was more of like, how do you feel? But then again, I think he knew that it was just like
he wasn't playing.
Do I want to do this by myself?
Or was it like, is it worth it?
I don't.
That's why I'm like, is it worth it? Am I going to do this by myself?
Because it was kind of weird.
Should I drop 35, 40 and like try to push my team?
Because it was kind of weird to me. I felt like normally that a player's not playing maybe like 2 to 3 hours before a game, even 4. But I felt like, even the first game of the series, him being out an hour before game time or maybe 30 minutes before game time, I was kind of.
You know what? The injury for game 1 was the lingering knee injury. The injury for game 3 and on was the injury he sustained in game 2 when he returned, the ankle bone bruise on his ankle.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, in fairness, this is what I'll say about Kevin Durant. I saw him tear his Achilles because he was willing to try to carry Golden State. He didn't want to hear the chatter about he ain't a dog, he ain't willing to play, and he played on a bum calf and then tore his Achilles because of it. So I'm not going to sit here and say that KD was like, I quit on this team and he sat out. I won't say it just because if someone else wants to say it, that's fine by how you viewed it. Everyone, it's subjective. I don't think that he tried to. Now, him not being on the sideline because he was getting like treatment that game, I understand what you mean when you said earlier about we're looking at KD about like he's doing the subtweets on the burner account and that's the personality that you see of him. Me, I see a real competitor, but why wasn't he on that sideline with his team? He's the veteran presence. You have to be there to like will them on these.
That's where I feel
he has a contract here, right?
Yeah.
That's why I feel like it's a little fugazi to me. Just because I'm kind of like, we already had earlier in the season
I think he was just kind of like, even if we get through this Laker team, what do we have?
We're gonna play. I'm gonna play.
He's tapped out a little bit.
I'm gonna have to go play Shea in this.
You got one more, and then you got a player option. You got one more. You got a player option.
Here's a player option, which he'll probably accept.
Yeah, so
a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
$46 million.
So the Lakers took care of business.
Yep.
Shout out to us.
Yep.
Made it to the second round, and then we had the most interesting note because I was completely off in terms of my predictions.
Denver and Minnesota.
Yeah, I thought I was completely off. How do we feel about this? YBK. Ant's out, hurt, and Michael Jordan's favorite guy, Jaden McDaniels, decides to tell them,
32 piece.
Y'all are a bunch of tissue paper. None of y'all old mugs can guard me. None of y'all play defense.
We got Jaden Daniels.
We got Jaden
McDaniels. They got Jaden McDaniels.
Legendary. 2 years later, rings true.
Shout out to the T-Wolves, though.
How did we feel about this?
Without their leader. I mean, let's go.
In my opinion, this series was one where one team was clearly more physical than the other one, and it bothered Jokic to be pushed off the block. That boy's three-point shot has, for the first half of the year up to All-Star break, he shot 43% from the three-point line, and I think for the rest of the year after that, he shot like 20%.
But he also lost one of his best shooters, Cam Johnson. He lost.
Yeah, Cam Johnson was out, Peyton Watson was out, everyone, Christian Brown was out, everyone was out at one point.
Did Cam get traded before that?
No, he's back. They got him in the offseason for MPJ, for Michael Porter Jr. So they had him all year, but their lineup wasn't quite healthy all year. Yeah. But there was no excuse going into the playoffs, and it was actually the opposite that happened. It was Minnesota who was the ones dealing with Ant going down in game 2.
Yep.
Was it game 2 or 3?
Game 2.
Game 2, Ant went down with a bone bruise on his knee and a hyperextended knee, and sadly Dante DiVincenzo, who was their starting shooting guard, and also who hit like 200 270 3-point shots this year, was top 10 in the league in 3 points made, goes out with an Achilles tear. 4 players in the last 2 years who wore number 0 tore their Achilles in playoffs.
Insane.
So just a little crazy little
we ain't wearing 0 over here.
Tatum,
Halliburton, and now Dante. But
is Hallie even like scheduled to come back on time?
He'll be back next year. No, I mean him and Dame missed the whole year. Yeah. So I'll mourn over my boy in a second over that disappointment. But I think the storyline of the Wolves was that it was like next man up could do it, and there was a lot of complaining from Jokic, and he was getting bodied up by Gobert. Can't really blame Jokic because Jokic was, in my mind, I would rate him good. Right. He needed to be excellent.
Correct.
You know who was an all-star for the first time in his career this year, but was kind of a no-show in the clutch moments?
Who?
Jamal Murray.
I think Jamal had a great year this year.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give him. Right. I think he hit that wall of I'm tired.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Man, 25-7-4.
That's not bad.
It's his first year ever being an all-star. Believe it or not, it was his healthiest year since the ACL.
How stacked the West is.
The West was rough, dude.
The West is.
Yeah.
If we really want to, not to get off topic or anything, but like, let's talk about all-star voting too. Like, all-star voting is getting a little difficult now because of just you got Kyrie on the West now. You got who else? Derek White.
Curry.
Like you got
Derek
Kyrie.
White,
you got Steph Curry. Still, you still got Dame.
It's definitely
now, like.
Yeah, it's definitely stacked. I'll say I feel very disappointed in Denver because I felt like they had a lot of continuity and made moves. Like they picked up players to try to bolster the lineup, whereas the Timberwolves were like, we're going to stick the route we're going on. They didn't make no splash signings. They didn't.
Minnesota made it known that they weren't going to make any moves. They said this team, they knew that this team, we've been making it to the Western Conference Finals. So what are we trying to change for?
And you know what? The one move they made for Ayo Dosunmu, that boy dropped 43. Yes. That boy dropped 43 the game after Ant was gone to carry them to a dub. And I was like, what is going on? I'm not surprised, though, because last year Timberwolves were the 7th seed and took out the Lakers in the first round too. And they got continuity. So shout out to them. Rudy Gobert been doing that thing.
I think they have the number 1 defense in the league.
Yeah. Oh.
You think so?
Well, I mean,
because look, you got Rudy down there. He's gonna protect the block.
And Randall is at 4.
Randall's at 4.
Nas Reed is coming off that bench, and he's a best. Dante, he's not really known for his offensively. He can shoot the ball.
He's a 3-point shooter, but like
he's a 3-and-D.
3-and-D.
And Anthony Edwards, by far, probably the best defender as a guard besides him and Shea.
DY.
But you know, Anthony Edwards is gonna go. He's gonna go block shots too. He can rebound. Okay for a guard. So I say Timberwolves probably have one of the best defenses.
I think when I saw them giving up all those picks for Rudy Gobert, I started to question what in the world they were drinking in the Kool-Aid over there in Minnesota. But now I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to see, like, yes, during the regular season, we're going to be a 6th seed. We might be a 7th seed. Hey, we might luck out and be a 5th seed. But when the playoffs come, it does not matter.
And they got McDaniels, too. On
that. And that's what I'm saying. And McDaniels, we saw him 2 years ago, and we said, boy.
We laughed when remember, Ant was talking about, I'm all good over here. We got Jay McDaniels. We got Jay McDaniels. So.
And he showed out. So, yeah, I mean, we have
an interesting first round in the West.
Very interesting first round in the West.
Also, I felt like a very interesting first round in the East, too.
This is what, I mean, we got to finish with this because this was probably the craziest.
Not a series that went less than 6 games.
That is insane. That
3 7-game series in 1 6 game.
The East is very, it's complex.
Yeah.
There was a lot of trades this year on the East.
Lingering injuries.
The CJ McCollum situation just coming over with Trae Young. That was like last minute type of thing too.
And James Harden going to Cleveland.
That's crazy.
That's a big one.
Cade being out for a while.
Yeah, with the lung.
Magic with no Cole Anthony, who's been there for a
while.
The Wagner going down. So it's like.
Do you guys want to start with the Hawks and Knicks because we kind of and then we can work our ways to the game 7s because
for sure Hawks and Knicks was a great series. I watched a few of these games. I enjoyed it a lot. Hawks made CJ McCollum for a 34-year-old CJ McCollum. That was a resurgence all of a sudden in the playoffs for him. Shout out to him.
He turned it personal when he started to play one-on-one ball because they're like, oh, well, they did the interview, and he's like, well, are you going to go at him one-on-one? And it's like, yeah, but come on now. Jalen Brunson has been pretty consistent.
Right.
For the last 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
And so I did originally pick Atlanta when we first came down here, and I said Game 7 too. I said Game 7.
You did say 7 games.
I would have went Atlanta, but I just don't see the shooting coming out of Atlanta. CJ is kind of hard. Big O, like he's a center that he got a clip on him, but I don't see it when you got the Knicks when they're trying to get you out of the box. You know, Jalen Brunson is gonna play big ball with you as a guard.
They've been there too. You know who looked like he hadn't been there before was Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's the most improved player of the year. And shout out to him. He was great this year. And he helped push my fantasy basketball team to the chip this year. But he wasn't really nowhere to be found. It had to be McCollum in those big moments. And Jalen Johnson, as much as he showed that he was an all-star this year, in my opinion, there was no signature game from Jalen Johnson. Yeah. And he very well might be the most talented and gifted player on each team. It didn't show.
But I think that's why Minnesota got rid of him, because it was like Nickeil is not being consistent. Yeah. And we noticed that like one game he's focused on his defense, and it's like, okay, you go score 6 points. And then the next game you go score 23, and it's like, okay, I can't have you. Yeah, he was one game having 6, but you're doing really well on defense.
He's a good backup, but this was his real coming out year for sure. He didn't get to start, but it showed though that they went on a late year run similar to the Hornets to me. Both teams panned out the way I saw it, which was a competitive team, a fun first out. Yeah, that's it.
Right. And that's the thing. I think like when we come to the Knicks had a lot of high expectations. Going to 6 games against the Hawks was kind of like disappointing. However, you know what I mean? They played well and they won the series. I mean, it's just.
I knew it was over when they were down 50.
I was gonna say. Did you see the shellacking?
They whooped
like that
for that game 6.
The moral was just like you could tell they were looking for a fight, not even just like on the court, but like.
Just in general, they
were just looking for a fight. Like,
they're ready to end it.
Yeah. They did what they needed to do. That's for all those picks they gave Mikal Bridges in those games that he put up 0 points and the losses, like odd minutes. For all those picks, you better give me something. Yeah. I'm sorry, you better give me something. But shout out to Cat, and shout out the player that I thought was the best in the first round for the Knicks was OG Anunoby. He was a menace on both sides of the ball. He bailed them out in a couple of those close games where they won, right? Not the 50-point blowout. He was hitting shots at the end of the shot clock, bailing them out in the big moments. And Brunson really wasn't producing. Not at all. Until the game 6 closeout game, but everyone played well that game. And shout out to Cat, who put up a couple triple doubles. We ain't seen a lot of Knicks players do that. So they should keep on. They have the most continuity. I felt like at the beginning of the year.
35 is exactly.
They've been like this last year.
They were like this last year.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
But see, Cat is one of those guys too that's like inconsistent too.
That's true.
Obviously, but like early in the year, I did see him double-digit rebounds, double digits. So I believe Cat is he's came up to. So I don't know if you guys remember, but you remember the trade was for Cat and Julius Randle.
Yep.
And you remember they've been saying who won that trade, but both teams are doing the same thing. They both last year they both went to the East conference finals. So I think. So this is actually like I don't know if this is a good take or not, but like who does win that trade?
The question is, here's the thing: if the Knicks make it to the finals before
they both got an A+ out of this trade.
Minnesota makes it to the finals, I think the Knicks win.
Great point.
If Minnesota makes it to the finals and beats the Thunder to make it into the finals and plays a Eastern Conference team, the Thunder win that trade hands down.
The Wolves.
I mean, the Wolves. Sorry, the Wolves.
But
I got you.
My fault. Both Cat has been inconsistent at times. So has Julius Randle has been inconsistent at some times.
But I've seen Randle in the playoffs, though. Even if the scoring isn't where it needs to be, he still has the leadership. I still feel like Julius Randle is one of the heart and souls in the Timberwolves, other than Ant. Ant's the leader.
But you got Rudy, you got Naz Reid.
But I think, again, Rudy's French. And as much as I love my French people, shout out to our French fans, I still feel like my boy they ain't got that American dog in him the same way that the rest of them do. And I think at the end of the day, seeing what Randle has done in the playoffs, consistently over the last couple of years, I like that boy.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I felt like this was one of the few series that I saw exactly right. Like Knicks and 6. Like that's exactly what I thought looking at that series. Like a competitive, young, new talent. Like, but too many Okongwu and NAW and somebody, Jalen Johnson.
They just weren't ready.
Just too young. It's a good thing that they made the playoffs. How about Detroit in the Magic? I was a little bit surprised that this even got pushed.
I'm not going to lie. I knew that the Pistons were going to just run off, come back with it, just because the Magic have lost a lot of pieces. Wagner went down. Cole Anthony is a free agent, I think. I just think they just lost their.
I didn't see it going 7 games, fam.
I didn't either.
I thought it was a 5-6er, and that's only because.
You think Cade is still trying to get his feet back in from.
That's what I'm saying. But I thought. Here's the thing. I felt like Paolo was the only real guy that I actually feared on Orlando.
But a lot of people said that he didn't even show up.
But that's what I'm saying.
He really didn't have no punctuating games. I mean, Franz played well in those first couple games, and Desmond Bain, it was like an equal carry. Like Franz, Desmond Bain, and Paolo.
I think Paolo, since he's been in the league, he hasn't really took that leap yet.
No, I think he's like a step below Cade right now.
I agree.
I think they put a little bit too much pressure on him in Orlando. I'm not gonna lie. I think they might need one more star. Maybe I trade up this year and try to get another pick.
Because a lot of that roster's full.
But like you got Suggs, who's pretty inconsistent. Cole Anthony, you lose. Wagner brothers.
Desmond Bain for this year, but
Desmond Bain doesn't even like. No. He's slow on his feet. Yep. He's not like gonna go dunk on you. He hasn't
been the same since that injury.
Yeah,
he hasn't been the same since that injury.
I will say that it was a great effort by the Magic, but Detroit really was leaning too hard on Cade.
For real.
Because that boy was averaging in the first 4 games when they were down 3-1, he was averaging like so many shots per game, and he was averaging like 8 turnovers a game. I'm like,
he's
bro,
not a shooter.
You can't have 8 turnovers from Cade and win these games and have him putting up all these shots. Like, he's got to be more efficient. And all of a sudden, when he was a little bit more efficient, and Tobias Harris had a good shooting night, so he could kind of bail him out a little bit.
It reminds me of like LaMelo Ball, like how Charlotte kind of leans on LaMelo
a lot.
And it's like it's either a hit or miss. Like if he's going, he's going, and if he's not, he's not. But you can't expect both for me to be a facilitator and a scorer at the same time.
You brought up Tobias Harris. I felt like him stepping up in this series towards the end really made a big difference.
It did.
And I think he could have lost it for them if he didn't do what he needed to do. He could have done this a lot earlier. It gave a lot less headaches. But I mean, shout out to the Magic for pushing it to 7 games. I know Cade was out for a little bit, but that's not bad. It's not bad.
The first seeds like that? Pretty good.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
We got Cavs and Raptors.
All right.
Pretty good series.
A
little
frustrating. I was surprised. I was surprised it went 7. I was very surprised it went 7. I felt like Donovan Mitchell and my boy James Harden would have been able to take care of those guys pretty easily. But 7 games? Is RJ Barrett just that good?
I think they were talented enough. I think if they had Emmanuel quickly, that actually the Raptors might have had a bit of a better chance because your starting point guard's out, of course. If you're missing your starting point guard, I think talent for talent, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, that's not a terrible team.
Yeah.
It's really not. Yeah. I will say
they're missing a center.
Some of those games, Pirtle's okay, but not a game changer necessarily. I will say the home crowds made a difference in every single one of those games. Home crowd made a big difference in every single one of those games.
Losing Darius Garland for the Cavs was a little weird too to go.
To swap him for Harden.
But I think they might have would have made it a little easier just because of the routine they had. The chemistry they had, and then James Harden is a lot more of the facilitator. Garland was a slasher.
He was a slasher. You're right.
I think they're still trying to figure it out, but I think if you gave the Raptors 2 more games, I think they pull that out.
Yeah.
But I feel like I wanted more from Scotty Barnes. We talking about like a next level. I feel like as the value and the name Scotty Barnes brings to the NBA, I feel like he needs to step up.
Yeah,
he's
really?
More of an edge. I saw the regular season stats too, like an 18-7-5. I feel like I need more from that too.
Yeah, but he's a 2-way player. I mean, at least from the games I watched, he was the best player on the Raptors this series. Although, shout out to RJ Barrett for hitting the game-winning 3 with a crazy bank shot. But me, from the games I watched, I thought it was head and shoulders, no, he was the best player on the Raptors. Although Ingram's a good shooter and a good scorer, right?
And not to cut you off, but isn't RJ from Canada too?
Yes, he is.
So he's Canadian. Okay,
he's a Canadian boy.
Well,
He's a Canadian boy.
but Scotty Barnes plays both ways.
He is the best player of the team.
He plays both ways.
Do you guys think if Pascal was still on that team, do you think they win that? Siakam?
No, I mean I feel like it's equivalent. No, I think they rebuilt that team pretty good.
They did
Actually, I like
They're young.
the chemistry of that team and the composition. I think if you get an upgrade from like Javon Walker and Jamal Sheed, and shout out to them, they played fine, but. No Emmanuel Quickly. You need Emmanuel Quickly to be playing too. Your starting point guard's not playing. We saw the difference it made
how many minutes are these guys getting too? Can you look at that up, Sam?
Which one?
See how many minutes that Sheed and them are playing.
She played 36.
Yeah, no, we're talking about like starter minutes.
Yeah, you're expecting 36 minutes of
exactly
a guy who really wouldn't start on a different team.
Exactly. So I feel like it was a competitive series. I was frustrated with the Cavs for not closing it out in sooner than 7.
Yeah.
But shout out to Harden. He only really had a bad game 7. He kind of played pretty good in all the other games. It was Spider who was a little bit quiet in a few of those games. I was a little surprised because he's usually popping off. But shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Like what you just said, like Spider is always like that playoff Spider, you know?
Yeah,
I feel like
we saw who did y'all see what happened in Game 7? Who the hero was for the Cavs?
No,
it was Jared Allen. He had 22 and 19. It was Jared Allen who was the best player, and him and Mobley. But that's why the big guys are going to come into it because when they if they can make it past this round,
then they'll be all right.
We'll see if they can match up with the Knicks. Because the Knicks matched up with the last team, who I think not a lot of people saw this one coming.
Listen, guys,
when they was down 3-1.
Listen, guys, I know my boy's wearing the hat right now.
Philadelphia broke their curse finally, huh? Against Boston. I want to know
how.
The 80s.
I want to know how you felt Game 7 because I assume you're getting ready to watch the game maybe 2 hours before kickoff, and then you find out. One of your boys, one of your top dogs is hurt. What happened?
It was a surprise because the day before, right? So Game 3, Celtics lose. We're up 3-1 at one point in this series, right? Look great when we shoot good and when we live by the 3, die by the 3. Right. That's the mantra of this whole series, right? Game 6, Tatum goes down in the third quarter. He tweaked his left knee. He wasn't on an injury report the day before Game 7, 2 hours before. Left knee stiffness. He's a no-go. Sad because Tatum has the most points ever scored in a Game 7 in NBA history. 51 points to close out 76ers a few years back. So, listen, shout out to Joel Embiid for coming back. He got back from his appendectomy, and it made a difference. I think one huge part that the Celtics got away with this year, a huge gap in their team, that they got away with was center.
Yes.
Kristaps Porzingis leaves the team and Luke Kornet gets signed as the backup for San Antonio. We elevate Nemias Queta, right? Shout out to him. Shout out to my Cape Verdeans. Shout out to Boston. You know what I mean? But that boy was good in the regular season and we trade for Vucevic to be our backup.
Yep.
It didn't work out against an Embiid.
Yep.
It didn't work out against an Embiid. You have Drummond as your backup.
Yep.
You got Embiid as your one. Unfortunately, they couldn't stop him.
Right.
They can't stop him. He could hit his little elbow jumper, and we had no answer for him. And then live by the 3, die by the 3. They die by the 3. They couldn't hit a 3 for Game 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah,
that's what I saw.
I think it was a problem trying to neutralize Maxey too. Maxey didn't get neutralized that whole entire time.
He wasn't that good, though. He was the best player of their series was Embiid. I mean, you're right that Maxey's going to get his. I think his best game this series was a 33-pointer.
Yeah, but you got to
only
stop
once.
That. You got to stop that still.
Well, someone's going to get theirs, you know. You're right. I mean, I know what you mean, but I don't. You know who really was their two best? I watched all 7 of these games, so this series I can tell.
That's what I'm saying.
This one I can tell you.
I know you watch every game.
Shout out to 36-year-old Paul George, who can finally work as like a 3-4 option. Okay. I feel like he's been slept on the last few years.
Yes.
He worked because he got all that money to sign with Philadelphia, and then he was so ass last year, and then he had his 25-game suspension for the PEDs this year. I felt like he played really well. I feel like he really.
Think Kelly Oubre deserves to still be around. I don't see too much.
I mean, it's fine.
He's a role player.
Someone's got to be a starter.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, everyone can't be like a superstar.
Right,
you know what I mean?
I just seen him like from his aura, from what he has been in the league before. Kelly Oubre has been. He reminds like Kelly Oubre and Kevin Porter have been guys like we've seen them emerge. We've seen them do their thing, and then it's like
they're like turtles. They show out for a quick second, they pop their head out, and then they come back.
He's probably their worst.
But they don't be doing nothing.
He's probably their worst starter because VJ Edgecombe cleared him this year. He should be number 3 in my opinion for Rookie of the Year.
I was gonna say
Edgecombe was the reason why 76ers won this series was because they had better performances from their players, and because Nick Nurse is not like Doc Rivers coaching for the 76ers. Nick Nurse has won a championship. More recently, shout out to Doc because obviously he was Boston's coach when we won. So no disrespect to him. He just had no luck.
Who was you guys' coach last time that you guys just won?
Joe Mazzulla. Who's our coach now. But Mazzulla's a bit hard-headed, and I think it was let's continue doing what got us here, which was we can shoot our way out of it. But games 5, 6, and 7, Pritchard couldn't shoot them out of it, and Sam Hauser couldn't shoot them out of it, and Tatum and Brown couldn't shoot them out of it. And instead of changing the game plan, they just kept shooting.
So do you guys think that Jaylen Brown's game has changed from being that slasher to now he has a midi, can shoot the 3?
I think
he always had a midi, but he's elevated his game this year. Undoubtedly best year of his career, and shout out to Jaylen Brown for,
So what's next for Boston? Are you guys going to...
Well, I think what's going to happen is we're going to see what happens with JT over the summer. If JT still feels, he's doing better in terms of rehab, I think we're going to still keep the big duo for another year or 2. But y'all need a center. And
that's it.
Y'all need a center. Y'all need a center, and then Vucevic. That's what y'all need.
Well, let me say this. I'm going to give my last thoughts on the Celtics right now. No shame in this being our gap year.
I was going to say.
We didn't mortgage first-round picks for like a star player to get us to here, and we need to perform because we're trading for Luka. This is our last year with LeBron. We're going all in, trading our first-round picks. The Celtics didn't re-sign Luke Cornett. We didn't re-sign Al Horford, who, if I may, if we re-signed Al Horford and the Golden State somehow convinced them, you have a better chance with us than the gap year Celtics. Well, sorry, Big Al. If we have Big Al D is much better paint defender. I don't care at 38, 39, 40. We win that series with Big Al. We win that series with Big Al for sure. He stretches not like Nimias Queta. Exactly. We win that series. But we lose Luke Cornett. We lose Big Al. We trade away Porzingis. We trade away Drew Holiday. Not a bad result for a gap year.
And Derek White had a quiet year.
Bro, he was so bad. I don't know what happened to his shot. It disappeared at the end of the year.
Honestly,
I don't know what happened.
He got tired.
I think the Olympics kind of took something out of it.
He got tired.
It really could have, guys. It really could have. But no shame. I love the Celtics. Shout out to the C's. They went down. Embiid finally got a lick on us. The Sixers finally got a lick back on us.
And he's not even completely healthy.
Yeah.
So I feel like now that I'm ready I gotta reshuffle now what I'm talking about out the East, because I was riding with my boys and now I gotta rethink it all.
Yeah.
I have to rethink it all, y'all. And
I think Derek White gets traded this year for another point guard, somebody that can actually Lonzo would have been a good pickup for you guys.
Yeah, he would be a good actually bench, because Pritchard elevated himself to a starter. Yep. Lonzo would be a great offensive facilitator. Yeah,
because now you
exactly.
Because I think you guys force a little bit more offense when you got Jaylen Brown trying to run the point guard. And Jaylen Brown is not a bad point guard. Trust me, he's not.
But he's a shooting guard.
He's more of a two than a one.
But he did not do a bad job this year. Yeah. But I think he's a leader on that.
But shout out to Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, shout out to
Let Tatum play, guys. I mean, let's also not forget that Jason Tatum was the Philadelphia 76ers killer in Game 7s each time we went there in the last minute. I just think it was a bittersweet ending to a year. Oh my God, Tatum came back from an Achilles tear in 300 days. Kind of disappointing for it all to end with Tatum not being able to play in Game 7.
On the final game of
But that's not why we lost that series. The reason we lost that series is because we couldn't buy a 3 in clutch time. And you lose Game 7 going 13 of 47 from 3. And that's what happens when you shoot 47 threes and miss 34 of them.
Come on.
So shout out to Philadelphia 76ers for getting it done. You guys want to make our predictions for the
conference finals before we
this
roll
has been
out
a
on
hell
this
of an
one.
episode. We really we had a lot to discuss.
Well,
I think
we cut you guys off a little bit last week. We had to give you a little bit more juice, a little bit more meat on the bone this time. Come on, you already know what it is.
So we got you guys want to start out west?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Talk to me.
Right now, I think my Lakers are up. I say we go 7. If Luka comes back, we can go get game 7.
Come on. So you're saying Lakers in 7?
Lakers in 7.
Okay.
I want to say the Timberwolves pull out the Spurs just because they're more, they've been here before.
Okay.
I say 6.
Okay. Timberwolves in 6.
Pistons and Cavs, I got Pistons going 6.
Pistons in 6.
Knicks and 76ers. I think this is the year for the 76ers. I think they go 7.
Wow.
Get it. Wow.
I got to follow that up. I feel like
let's go,
I feel like that's not terrible. I'm going to go definitely we're going to start with the East first. Oh, I'll start with the West fire.
You trying to convince yourself to say the Lakers? You ain't even got to tell me.
Bro,
I already know why you banging the table.
It's the Luka.
It's
the Luka magic.
Listen, bro. It's more of I know ball and I understand that like life in real life situation, but I also have my heart. I'm gonna say the Lakers in 6.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the Lakers in 6. I don't love it, but I'm gonna say it because I feel we can have a miracle.
It's LeBron.
That's what I'm
LeBron,
saying.
Luka, and AR.
I'm gonna say it might be
we got
it.
more star power.
I'm hoping. It's gonna be Timberwolves in 7. I think Wemby shows that he's a dominant force. I'm gonna say Cavs in 6, even though the Pistons I think win game 1, and then I'm gonna say Knicks in 6. I feel like that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at for these conference finals.
All right. I guess I'm next.
Come on, YBK.
Let's get it. We in LA.
We are in LA.
Lake Show. You already know. Riding Lake Show all the way. Lakers in 7, baby.
Come on.
All right. Here, I kind of I thought the Nuggets will beat the T-Wolves here, and the Nuggets will beat the Spurs here, but Wemby dropped 13 block or something like that, and we game
12 blocks.
Triple-double in a block way.
Yep.
So I'm going Spurs in 7.
Spurs in 7.
It's gonna be a blood battle over here in the West. We're going to the East. I am going here.
They just come on, YBK. I know it's tough.
Pistons in 7.
Okay. We have three game 7s this conference already.
Yeah, there's a lot of game 7s here. We're going to wrap it up here. Knicks and 76ers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6.
Yes.
Why not the 76ers?
Nah. I feel like New York this year got something here this year.
New York. His finals are bust.
Yeah.
This is the year for them. That's how I
They've
feel.
been running this too long.
Yeah. They got rid of a coach.
So the 76ers, too.
Mm-hmm.
No, but Knicks have been, I don't know.
The 76ers have an excuse because Embiid has been hurt. And if Embiid, even with the appendectomy, they'll say, "Oh, he's just coming back. He's still whatever. He went against a formidable Knicks team. True, you know what I mean."
They just beat They just beat pretty much the hardest team.
Nah, and the Celtics without Jason Tatum are not the hardest team.
All right.
I agree.
Michael John.
We'll start West. I'm taking OKC in 5 games over the Lakers.
You're tripping.
Thunder in 5.
You said 5 games.
Yeah, I think this is I think it's a simple
sweep.
I think it's a simple series to pick for me, and that's with things as they currently are. No Jalen Williams for OKC and no Luka, and we don't have a timetable for return. If Luka was returning, maybe we have more of a competitive series because Luka did it basically. Him, Derek Lively, PJ Washington, and Kyrie did it to OKC 2 years ago. Yeah. So let's not forget that Luka could do it. I think it's Luka or bust for the Lakers.
That's true. Right.
So we're going to go 5 games for OKC. We're going to move on to Minnesota Timberwolves and the San Antonio Spurs.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Spurs in 6.
Okay.
I know that, I know that Minnesota stole game 1, 104 to 102. And shout out to them for playing tough. I think Wemby allocated way too much energy to the defensive side of the court and needs to be a little bit offensive minded. I don't think De'Aaron Fox, who has been a good closer for his young career, will actually be able to close out a game. And I expect a good game or two from Stephon Castle to really. It's different if Ant is 100%, and it's different if you have your full starting lineup. But I don't know if Conley filling in your starting lineup and Dosunmu filling in is the right recipe to beat a young, hungry Spurs team who sees an opportunity to assert themselves as the number one. Yeah. Heading to the East, I'm gonna take Knicks in 6. No problem, because I just think this is the Knicks year. Continuity is there, and shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers for being resilient,
very resilient,
and for taking down the Celtics with a come behind. I just don't see them having enough. I think the Knicks they got big guards, big stretch, OG, Mikhail. They could even get switched on to Embiid and still stop him on a possession, let alone Cat and Mitchell Robinson coming in there with actual, like, a big guy to throw a body at them. So we'll take Knicks. And lastly, I got to go, since they came from behind and made it through that series, I think the Pistons are going to play well now since they came out of that 3-1 hole. They showed a little bit of resilience there. We're not going to lose to an 8 seed. It's not going to be us. We're down 24 points in the third quarter, trailing 62-38 in the third quarter of a closeout game, and we proceed to only give up 19 second half points. I don't care if you're the Magic. I don't care how good or bad of an offensive team you are. You hold a team to 19 points, it means you got a good defense. I think Cade has enough to carry them past the Cavaliers. So we're gonna see a Knicks and Pistons conference finals, and we're gonna see an OKC and a San Antonio. Pistons in 6.
In 6 games?
Yeah, I'll take Pistons in 6. I don't think it's gonna go 7, because I do think Cleveland is good enough to take. And I will have no surprises if Cleveland wins this one. I'll have no surprises if San Antonio wins or Minnesota wins. I will be very surprised if the Lakers win. Shout out to you guys for taking care of business in the first round. OKC ain't no Houston.
That is true, but
OKC ain't no Houston.
Luka's gonna be the answer.
We're gonna see what happens.
Magic Luka.
Yeah. Shout out to a fun playoffs, though, for an unpredictable. It's been a weird playoff so far.
But it's been fun to watch. The games have been great. We've had a lot of game 7s. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Guys, we gave you guys a lot of material tonight.
Yes,
we felt like we got to give you a lot of content.
I'm doing good on my picks right now.
Come on.
I got Tobias Harris right now for higher 16.5. There's 7 minutes left. He's at 16.
Okay.
I got Rui Hachimura for 11.5 higher. He's at 6.
Okay.
Second quarter just starting. And then I got LeBron at 20, higher than 20, and he's at 12.
Come on with it.
Okay, not bad.
Let's get it.
Come on. Got the picks coming in. You know what I'm saying? Might make some money tonight. I love it.
Perfect.
Man, YBK, how you feeling?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
I love it.
Any last minute, any closing things? It is Cinco de Mayo, so if you guys are, at home,
and it's Taco Tuesday,
and it's Taco Tuesday. Hasn't been like this in many, many years. Won't be like this till 2036. So get yourself a drink, get yourself a taco, non-alcoholic beer, margarita. It doesn't matter.
Everything.
Have a little juice. Do what you got to do, but enjoy Taco Tuesday.
Also, shout out Simba for joining us one more time.
Yes,
Let's get it.
For real.
Beautiful.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I got some people that's just like interested.
Yeah, let's get it.
YBK been talking about
let's
some
do
people,
it.
so I want everybody to, the way MSD has brought me on. We got some people coming and welcome them too, because
yes, sir.
It's family now too. And
we be having fun.
We can't spell the names yet. We have locked it in.
You guys gotta stay tuned. Let's get it.
Exactly. You're gonna have to tune in and appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Before we even hang this up, man, how about the post, the collab?
Yeah.
Yes.
Monumental.
Shout out to Long Beach.
Yeah.
You already know what it is. Shout out to Long Beach, and shout out to the big homies,
For real.
Yeah.
For real. We really appreciate you guys. We really love that you guys are tuning in. We love the fans, and we love just, giving you guys the best content that we can. We are, you know how we do. We love what we are. So, you know what I'm saying? We love who we be. Come on with it, baby.
Love it.
Come on.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, you already know what it is.
Yes, sir.
Family.
Let's get it. Let's get it. RCR presents MSD Sports episode 52. Let's get it. Let's get it. My name is Sam, also known as YBK. You can find me at YBK up in here. We got Mikey over here. You can find him at Michael John DeStefano. We got David Camden over here. You can find him at Mr. Club Paradise. We got Simba over here. You can find him at Cuban Simba with double A's. Let's get it. Let's get it. You can find us, MSD Sports, at RCR MSD Sports. We on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You already know it. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.